close. I see the world, but it's through this window. Another side to see, I'm ready to know. Not every story's written on a sleeve. Some stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why, I wanna know why you're the way you are. He's from the city, she's from the south. Two different chapters told miles out. Their back row living in his White House. So many stories that I need to know. Not every story's written on a sleeve. Some stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why, I wanna know why you're the way you are. So many stories right in front of me. Some people climb to heights I've never seen. Too many falling down off their feet. These stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why, I wanna know why you're the way you are. Why you're the way you are. Why you're the way you are. Tiptoe around with face of a stranger. Quiet observer, never get too close. I see the world, but it's through this window. Another side to see, I'm ready to know. Not every story's written on a sleeve. Some stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell, emotions we felt, good and the bad in the hands we've been dealt. I wanna know why, I wanna know why you're the way you are. He's from the city, she's from the south. Two different chapters told miles out. Their back row living in his White House. So many stories that I need to know. Not every story's written on a sleeve. Some stories take digging deep. Eyes wide open, words unspoken. Where are you going, darling? Where have you been? Stories to tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Silverline Wednesday Night WHAM, presented by Silverline, hosted by Scott Wakefield. I lost the beat there.
Presented by Scott Wakefield.
That was the worst.
Wakefield.
I merely host. My name is Scott Wakefield. Thank you for joining us. And host sounds like such an important title, but really it is a wrangler of craziness. We have a huge lineup tonight. I got to click back and forth to see everybody. We got tons of people. We will get to introductions. But first, our topic for the evening is best and worst superpowers. And I think we'll probably spend quite a bit of time on worst. I've asked the gang to come up with their choice if they had to pick one. And I know this is subjective. One lame superpower that they could take. Which would it be? And like I said, I know lame is subjective because we all might think condiments flying out of our hands is awesome. I'm not sure. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. We also will introduce ourselves if I haven't said that yet. And when we do that, we like to tell you what we're up to, what we do for Silverline, what we do otherwise, and how you can follow us and support us, because we are all creatives and we just need you to support us out there. And if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you for joining us tonight. And we are Silverline Comics. We're an independent comic book publisher. And right now, I just checked on SilverlineComics.com. We have 16 titles right there that you can purchase. So if you are just waiting for the next titles to come out, which should be next month, why don't you check out SilverlineComics.com and go order some comic books there.
Go read Kalis. It's really good.
What's that?
I said go read Kalis. It's really good.
It is.
It's surprisingly good.
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be one of those evenings.
We have many fantastic titles, each more fantastic than the last. We just a couple weeks ago finished up Trumps #1 and Cat and Mouse #3. If you backed those projects on Kickstarter, you should be getting them soon. They're off to the printer. We always have our titles ready to go when we do those crowdfunding campaigns. So when you support our crowdfunding campaigns, you are just ordering them so that when it's all wrapped up and done, away they go to the printer. The thing that does take time is a lot of the exclusive content, the stuff that needs to be signed, that needs to go back and forth. We're just having a conversation about the trouble with the mail. I won't call out which delivery service, but we've had some issues. Okay, that's all boring stuff. We're going to introduce ourselves, and we got a lot of people. I'm going to go right over to our show producer and start with Tim TK. It is our custom to tell everybody where we are because we're scattered about just North America in this one tonight, right? Yeah. All right, go ahead, Tim. Start us off.
My name is Tim TK. I am the associate editor at Silverline Comics and the producer of our Wednesday night show. I'm also the writer/creator of an upcoming title called Wolf Hunter, currently being arted by AJ Cassetta down there on the screen. And yeah, and I'm also running our recurring monthly blog post called Craft. We're just featuring a post by Brent Larson this month, and we have a post from some familiar faces in the upcoming months here from our Wednesday night show.
All right, and where are you?
I'm located in the hills and valleys of western northern Oregon.
Western northern, okay.
Yeah.
Oregano.
Yeah, Oregon have to divide into quadrants because east and west don't like each other, and then north and south don't like each other. So I'm in.
It's good.
It's
good that way.
Yeah.
That's a commentary on the country there, isn't
it? One state split up. Hey, well, New York's the same way.
At least ours is like a 1990s Disney Channel film where it's, the snowboarders don't like the sandboarders, don't like the dune buggy guys, don't like the surfers. It's.
We're so much cooler than them.
Exactly. I'm on the snowboarding team. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. One of
those guys.
The classic Johnny Tsunami, if you will.
Okay, let's see. My screen, you guys keep reorganizing. I think I have it on the whoever's talking comes to the front of the line. So right now I got Thomas Florimonte. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, as he said, my name is Thomas Florimonte Jr. I have been a comic creator for some 30 years, early 90s. I've worked for pretty much everybody, doing just tons of inking, but I also do penciling, coloring, writing, just about everything. I do my own line of Kid Hero books under the Inferno Studios. That sounds kind of funny. I do Kid Hero stuff, kid stuff, and my company name's Inferno Studios. So that kind of sounds weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
children's books from hell.
yeah, children's books from hell, exactly. But I'm also co-owner of the printing company Kablam, digital printing, and we just finished the Trumps, and actually I'm going to show y'all something at some point today. There it is, a little bit. Oh, I don't know. We'll see it a little later. We'll show. Let me just do it again.
All right, and Tommy from the chat, Amy Stephanie says she likes your haircut.
Oh, yes.
I was just gonna say that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very.
I always had this haircut. It's not like I've only had 2 haircuts this year so far. So, no. 3 haircuts. 2 haircuts. 3 haircuts. Yeah, February, a couple of months ago, and just the other day. Isn't that pretty cool? That's why I always wear a hat every time you see me on the videos. Always
Oh,
had a
you're
hat.
right. Yes. I thought something was different. Looking good, Tommy.
Yep.
Looking all
And then
right.
I'll also be inking some stuff in the background if I get a chance to show my stuff. I got something for Mr. Brent to see. Brent to see also. He'll be surprised.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
In the reshuffle, I've got Haley next. Haley, you good to go?
Yeah. So yes, I'm Haley Martin. For Silverline, I'm the artist doing all the inking, coloring, everything for an upcoming title, Bea. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah. Roland says it better than I do.
I think he just says bear. Is what I think.
Yeah, bear.
The bear.
Spelled like bear, but with an
yes.
The bears.
yeah, so it's like a Winnie the Pooh kind of stuffed animal universe, all these stuffed animals and toys. Their kid has gone missing, so they have to kind of figure out what to do next. So yes, that's what I'm working on for Silverline. And then as far as like my own independent projects, I do a webcomic called Heroic Shenanigans. That's on heroicshenanigans.com, which is kind of a mouthful, but yeah. And then I'm in Florida. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm in Florida too. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Tommy. All right, thank you, Haley. Let's see, Brent, you are next in the shuffle.
I'm Brent Larson. I am the creator and writer on the Silverline book Kalis, which we are currently already coloring first few pages of issue 4, and we'll be doing issues 3 and 4 probably in January, it's looking like. And I'm very excited. We're gonna close up this storyline that has been going on forever. And I'm also the creator and writer on the upcoming Silverline book Cape Town, which I will be doing with Kalis is with Louis Chernowski and Leandro Huergo, and Cape Town will be with Justin Franklin. So very excited about those. I also pressure wash my driveway on occasion.
Oh,
wow. Interesting. Can you be hired out to do that? Because I need to do it.
Instant gratification.
I just have to do it. My HOA lets me know from time to time.
Because you're in Florida. You're in Florida. I'm in Florida. Haley's in Florida. I think Rory's in Florida. Are we all living together? Is that what's going on?
We're close.
Turn your cameras, please.
I'm right down the street.
Different rooms. Be quiet over there.
So
You're in the other room.
You're waving your pillow in front of
that's how we save on the spacing costs. One half of the duplex is the office, the other half is our mutual housing.
That's right.
Getting a little weird.
We're a
odd.
family.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna move away from Florida. I'll just
That's a good one.
skosh over to see Michael Lanning there. Go ahead.
All right, I'm C. Michael Lanning, coming to you mind blown from the dirty South after realizing the farmer's name may have been Bingo. I'm the mad scribbler on the Rejects project with writer head honcho Roland Mann, inker Becca Winslow, oh my gosh, and colorist Adelia Gunderson. Pencils are halfway done, so look for that soon. Also, I'm the co-anchor on Friday mornings for the Comic News Wire, so you can catch me over there if you can't get enough of me here. I'm over there.
There's never enough, especially with those fantastic intros. Love
that was
it.
The whole thing on my Facebook this morning. So I got
Bingo, whether it was the farmer's name or the dog's name. Yeah.
Well, think the farmer who had a dog and Bingo
was his name. Oh.
Yeah. But I did take it. I might be being a misogynist. The farmer might be female.
Oh,
so.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
So
it's a good point. Good point.
There's a disclaimer there.
Let's be sensitive to that song. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. And we're going to be seeing some of your art tonight as well. We got lots of arters.
Hopefully at the end. I think the others need to go first.
Let's see. Moving over. Mr. John Metych, you are unmuted. Yes. How about you say hello?
Hey, everybody. My name's John Metych. I am creator, writer, editor of Sniper and Rook, hopefully launching in 2021. Got a couple of artists I am working with, and I'm looking for a few more. So if anybody's interested in doing some of the penciling and the inking and the other fun arting, you can find me at Beta 3 Comics on Facebook, and we'll talk more about that tonight.
Awesome. Thank you. AJ Cassetta, you ready to go? You able to talk? There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, hi, I'm AJ Cassetta. I'm penciling Wolf Hunter that I'm working on with Tim. And right now you're looking at, this is about halfway through the book, maybe a little bit behind that. But as you can see, there's a lot of architecture and mind-numbing windows and perspective. So it's fun.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting that whole detail when I told him the description, but it's blowing my mind here.
It is an actual
incredible.
You know, thank you for people watching. It is a real place, this building I'm drawing. So I mean, I guess if you figure it out, 2 thumbs up. Good job. Yeah, I'm based in New Jersey, and yeah, that's it. Not Florida. So I'm in New Jersey. It's a little cold. It's a little colder. here. But,
a little chillier. Yes.
And
a non-Florida native, I'm going to say that, a Florida transplant for now. Rory Boyle, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Rory Boyle. I'm co-creator of Steam Patriots, along with my cohort Scott here. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, currently living in Jacksonville, Florida, hoping to get to Columbus, Ohio in the next 6 months.
We've been
working. Yeah, and it's God's land.
The cost of living is incredible there here.
It's great. Gas prices, perfect. You should be hearing from us in the next few months about our completed project. So
yeah,
you can hear everything from us from here or at Steam Patriots on Facebook and Instagram.
Thank you, sir. Yes, and I will follow up on that. I am the co-creator of Steam Patriots with Rory Boyle there, and that is an upcoming title from Silverline. And yeah, that it's on Facebook, Instagram, and hopefully we should be getting some colored art here sometime soon to show you our colorer, Dan Hosick. It's very difficult for him to make Wednesday night shows, but we'll be showing off some more of that art. And I am in Western New York, right between Buffalo and Rochester. And yes, the weather's changing and it's getting chilly up here. And yes, it is Western New York. Like Tim split up his Oregon. Western New York is not upstate. Don't say upstate. That's very different.
Upstate is where all the swanky people live.
And he has a banjo.
It's a deflated banjo.
it's on display. Don't judge me.
Just the occasional
Western
rendition of John Brown's body.
Yeah. Out here in farm country. Okay.
Also, speaking of Dan Hosick,
yes.
potential spoilers. If you are watching and interested in hearing more from Dan the Man, be on the lookout for upcoming posts from the Craft.
The
Quaft.
Quaft?
The Quaft.
Hello, America. The Quaft is
Mowage. But yes.
Wakefield.
We're so loving here. It's just all love and kindness.
We will not let you get away with anything.
Yeah.
And the Craft, yes, you can see the latest submission right there. The latest interview is with Brent. That's on SilverlineComics, and that's right there on the homepage, right? If you go to SilverlineComics.
Yep.
And cool, upcoming from Dan Hosick. Dan's he's okay. I'm sure he's written something good. Okay.
If we're not making fun of you, we don't love you.
yeah, let's just spend our time talking about Dan tonight. He's not here.
What you do when you have bad writing, you have to. Not saying any names, but maybe look at see future work.
Yeah. Okay, tonight's topic, and we're gonna stay on task here, right? Everybody? All right. Tonight's topic is best and worst superpowers. Now, a little off topic already.
Wait,
there's more. Hold on.
He's in control.
You guys were talking now, and I say you guys, I mean like you guys that are just like the brainiacs of all things comic books and geeky, and I say that with all love. You guys were talking about offline about the word the superhero and other phrases, other names being trademarked. So
yeah, that was the question I threw out earlier because I needed it for my introduction for my wonderful PowerPoint.
Yes. So who owns the word superhero?
It is trademarked. It's an ownership between Marvel and DC.
Which is kind of weird that can even be possible too, because wouldn't that be kind of not legal?
The technicality on it.
Technicality.
Well, no, actually, because I know the legal precedent on this one. So the technicality on it is you could refer to somebody as a superhero like inside a book. So if we were talking, say like Demon and Champion from Silverline, and we're like, oh, Demon, he's a superhero, that's fine. But if you start using things in titles, on covers, that's where they're going to try to nail you on the trademark because they're saying that you're infringing in their trade, which is known for superheroes.
I was more referring to the fact that they both kind of, how did these two entities that aren't the same company combine together to just own this word?
Probably very similar to when they first teamed up to put out the Treasury Edition to Wizard of Oz. They're like, okay, we both have some rights, so we may as well put it together to get this. It's probably the same thing. It's like, okay, there's other comic companies. We are the two biggest. We agree that we both get to share this, and we block everybody else out.
All right.
Kind of like the Roger Rabbit.
Like the Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting that reference?
Roger Rabbit was Warner Brothers and Disney.
Oh, yeah. How both of them were crossed over in there. Yes. Like, oh, trust me, Jessica Rabbit. I know the movie very well.
Of course you do.
On Jessica Rabbit there. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, but yeah, that's when they had the crossover. That was a pretty cool crossover too. That was
one of the best. Awesome. It still holds up to me.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Well, however long it's been too long, Scott.
Yeah, I'll remedy that.
I have it on Laserdisc. I could lend it to you.
You've got everything on Laserdisc.
I pretty much do. I got Deadpool on the Laserdisc. No, I'm just joking.
You burned the copy yourself on Laserdisc.
Yeah. Since this train is already completely derailed, you do know that they actually put out a limited edition VHS copy of Deadpool as a promo thing. They actually like made Deadpool videotapes. It was a comic.
That's fantastic.
Pretty, yeah, it's pretty cool. And those things were like fetching some major bucks up on eBay. I don't have any of those because I don't have major bucks. So, but yeah, it's maybe
bide your time. Let us know when you get one. Bide your time. Let us know when you get one.
And we'll have a viewing party at my house.
Yeah.
Not that I'm gonna open the shrink wrap. That's crazy talk.
we'll look at it. It'll be a viewing party.
Well, I'll just buy 2. One to open, one to keep sealed. There you go. Like everything else in my life. All right, there we go.
Did you
Watch
say
it on DVD?
Did you say where you are, John? I'm sorry. Where is your house?
No, I hail.
address?
What is my address? 123 Street. Addresses. Let me tell you this one. The first comic store I ever went to was named Comic Cave. Their address was 123 and a half North Front Street. How cool is that? But I hail from Chicagoland. I'm
not run by Muggles.
So.
Yeah, right.
John in Chicago. Thank you. Okay, so Superheroes is owned by Marvel and DC. Are there any other of those silly terms that we all use? Like George Lucas owns Droid. Now, okay, he took Android, made Droid. Are there other words that are owned that that people can't use or have to be careful? Superhero and
or mutants, Jedi.
Mutants. Yep, mutant is definitely one of them.
What about all the different zombie stuff? I mean, I forget what his name is. Does he own Walkers? The name, did he copyright that? Walkers?
No, because Walkers was used before, and actually, if we know our Silverline history, which I know that we all do, Aircell actually had put out a comic. Of course, Aircell, part of the Malibu Empire, which Silverline was doing packaging for. Aircell actually had a comic book called Walking Dead in the 80s.
No.
So that was that even predated the one that Robert Kirkman and Tony Moore put out.
That's right.
Yeah. And actually, I knew Tony from way back in the day. His first published piece was actually in one of my Sniper and Rook issues. He did a couple pinups for me. Good guy. Good guy.
And I don't think Walkers was used in the comic. So if anybody owned
no, but movies.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, let's see.
Then we can say Superpowers though, because nobody owns.
Superpowers collection. You got the action figures of the DC stuff from the 80s.
Oh boy.
And yeah.
So I'm putting a very large space between the words super and powers. And we right?
What about I'll help you out on this one, Scott.
I got a thing here from Quora, which pull up from some response from an actual trade lawyer. Since superpowers themselves are an idea, they cannot be copyrighted. However, since superheroes are a object or a focus, they can be. They're trademarked. So superpowers are fine. You just can't associate them with an individual.
If you take a look, if anybody else does toy collecting, especially take a look at the Marvel Legends line of action figures, you're going to be seeing more and more of the toys that are labeled Marvel's such and such. Because there are multiple people out there with the same name. Silverline, we have a cat and mouse. That means we have a cat. Well, there was also the cat from Marvel. So you'll see that there's a lot of Marvel saying Marvel's something or other. That way they can trademark Marvel's blah, blah, blah. Let me see. I've got a Black Widow. That's a recent purchase. That doesn't say that on there. I'm trying to look at what toys I got laying around here.
Doesn't the spider already have Black Widow trademarked? I mean, the actual spider.
And actually, if you guys ever want to get in a talk about that stuff, we could also do a thing on trademarking versus what's a trademark versus a registered trademark. That could be a good fun night too. I got all that.
I believe the arachnid class of animals have a very loose trade law standard.
The lawyers suck.
If they didn't, Gene Simmons would have had trademark by now.
What about what was that playing card company that made up that took the name Magic the Gathering card company. Didn't they?
Oh, Wizards of the
claim
Coast.
that yeah, didn't they claim? Don't they have like the name? What's the playing card game? Playing card.
Yeah, Magic the
yeah.
Gathering, originally put out by Garfield Games, later bought by Wizards of the Coast.
Yep.
Yeah, but they have a trademark on that name. What is the name? What do they have a trademark that everybody calls like trading cards or
A
whatever?
collectible card game.
Yeah.
TCG.
Yeah.
So I was like, what? How can you? Yeah, okay.
I believe
yeah,
it's specifically
they're
they have
just
the original
words.
TCG as their
Yep.
the trademark, but I believe like the Pokemon TCG is owned by the Pokemon Company, but it's just the original TCG is owned by Wizards.
And
And we got sidetracked.
Yep.
Yeah.
The worst superpower is
even
legal
start.
knowledge.
And as a
best.
disclaimer, none of us are lawyers. Do
Yeah.
not take any.
No.
This is not legal advice, nor is it offer of legal service. That being
Yeah,
said,
and
though,
they're
if
like,
to
you
answer
can take
Scott's
my
question,
advice.
as an editor, if I could have anyone use the superpower, knowledge of all things trade law, I would take
Oh.
that in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Okay. That'd
That's
be
good power.
useful, but not very interesting. Brent, what were you trying to say?
We could rule the world.
We're independent comic creators working for an independent comic company. Who would ever want to sue us?
Anybody who wants money for anything.
Yeah.
This is quite the
Well-
litigious society we find ourselves in these
Yeah.
days.
Mm,
I'm
You
really
would
proud of myself
never
for
get
pronouncing litigious this late.
That's good. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good.
Damn.
Litigious. Okay.
You have the highest ranking word of the night.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's build on that.
Yeah.
Put it up.
Put it on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
He's adding it now.
It's good. It's good. Okay, folks. All right. Rein it in. We're gonna get on topic here. We're talking. Let's go. Let's start with the good ones. The good, useful, the exciting superpowers. Flight, telekinesis, super strength. What else is a good one that's not one of the the biggies that everyone wants to fly. I want to fly. Or
I don't think flight's that great of a power.
okay.
To be honest with you, I'd rather have teleportation because what are you going to do with flight? I mean, you can fly.
It would just be fun.
I think I would be like Meteor Man, just like 3 feet off the ground the entire time. But if you don't couple it with anything, I mean, really,
Yeah.
I'm going to fly at you.
But how the rules on air teleportation work? Would it be like you have to see where you're going, or just have previous knowledge?
Yeah, like that's a good one because like
Yeah.
the Nightcrawler is limited.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Flight isn't speed.
But at least with teleportation, if I could see you in the same
Yep.
room as you, I could beat your butt. That's all that is that matters to it.
That being said, you also have Magic, Soul of the K, Ileana Respectance teleportation, where it's literally just
Yep.
anywhere in the multiverse she can choose location and appear there. Or
So
Cable's body
think I-
slide, where you can teleport, but yeah, you have to include time travel in the equation.
Right.
Yeah.
you also have to factor in that if you had that power, you'd probably grow morbidly obese within a month.
It's like you're looking at two slides I have next to each other. I have a teleportation next to a morbidly obese slide.
Oh my gosh.
I kid you not. Let me know when you guys want me to share, because I've got some stuff here. Seriously.
Okay. Well,
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Cassetta in the chat, their submission for best superpower is ergokinesis, which you see in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the ability to manipulate all forms of energy.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I do like that. That's different than ergonomic kinesis. That's being comfortable.
Yes, that's the ability to put a back panel on your chair with your mind.
I like that one. That is a very good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but see, so the difference between like flying and teleportation, I guess like if you needed to fly up, like get to the top of maybe a tree or on the wing of an airplane, your teleportation would be limited. I feel like, but Rory, you made the point right too, because like flying, if you fly at like not that fast of a speed, it's really not that
Right.
useful.
But it's useful because you're saving money on gas.
It's
So
true.
there's no petrol cost.
Yeah.
There's no mileage. You don't have to worry about
You're
getting
saving
rims because
the
you're not going to hit any
environment.
pot.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you
We're not
fly,
talking about like Superman flying backwards, making the Earth spin.
No,
the
it's
wrong
I was just
direction
gonna
kind of thing.
go there. I was gonna take you go
But
all the
that's
way up.
coupled with his super speed.
Yeah, we're
see?
talking about like
Except
what if you could fly and just as fast as your car can
So
move
you
or
can-
whatever.
you can
Doesn't
fly-
that be convenient?
You can
could
fly
just
whatever your
wherever
average
you-
mile run speed is.
It'd be more like levitate. Levitate flying. So what's the difference between the two?
Yeah.
35
Flying is
miles
like
per hour.
It's
Yeah.
exactly.
And you have to be careful. Like if you're out these days, you have to have a license to fly a drone.
Right.
So
oh
if you
yeah.
have flied, you have to like license yourself,
Register it.
Did you get hit a
that
plane
takes you
flying
back
by?
to like the old '80s Mutant Registration Act.
Yeah.
I don't want to go through that. That's like Civil War.
I can
Yeah.
just
You know,
imagine
they brought that
flying
back for,
people
like,
stopped at
Gandhi.
stop signs.
Yeah. it's like it's just the ability of superior like intercity commuting.
Teleportation
would work
is nice. And as you guys were talking about teleportation, because I know somebody said Ileana, and I had something in there about Ileana. Nightcrawler, he has to know where he's going, but Ileana, she's going through limbo.
Mhm.
Gateway from X-Men when he was hanging out, when they were all hanging out in the Australian desert.
Yeah.
So you have some that could only take themselves. You have some that could transport others. Some like Deadpool require on technology. I think it would be pretty awesome because I'm known for being late for everything. So there goes my excuses for being late for anything, but I'll still be late.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Like, if
know,
I could
but,
get Cable's body slide or I combine like time travel equivalent to distance travel, so I always show up to work 5 minutes earlier. Amy,
Yeah, what if your clothes didn't teleport with you? That would be too cool.
oh boy,
That is
So it's like Terminator.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's
that's
like Terminator.
So every day you teleport, and then the first guy you see, you're like, "Give me."
You
your
tell them to
clothes,
steal their clothes. Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Well, if you're teleporting to work every day, all you have to do is teleport to your office and make sure you have a change of clothes there.
Yeah.
In
a
my
good
office
idea.
at school, I've got like 10 different sport coats. Most of them don't fit now because of COVID. Thank you very much. But I'm too much weight. But yeah, so you just make sure you have spare clothes there. Or like Spidey would web up his backpack, put it in the corner of a building. Same thing,
Yeah.
That way you
Wait a
don't
minute.
show the naughty bits for too long.
John, you work at a school, right?
I do. I am an assistant dean.
You don't want to be naked in school, man.
Well, he's in his office. He's probably naked all the time.
He's got
I
his
can-
arrival clothes there.
I can neither confirm nor deny. I plead the fifth. This is an election year. No, I have never been naked in my school, although I have used the washroom before to change from my work clothes into civilian clothes when I'd be going out after work. I
I gotta
think
say,
a lot of people.
He's an administrator. He's got his own office. He's good. He's covered.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay.
All
That's
right.
surrounded by windows.
So
Yeah. He's like a myth pack.
Every day.
When
Jim,
did John
give me
install
your
those sliding
clothes.
curtains?
I just see someone walking in and John's like, "No, it's cool. I used my teleportation."
Maybe it'd have to work like the Jumper. You remember the movie Jumper that came
Oh
out? several years ago?
yeah. The one
Yeah,
with
where
the
you-
mannequin.
Yeah, exactly. Where you had to know, you had to have been there at least once before,
yeah.
so you can, or you had to have a picture or something like that. That was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Man, what a
Yeah, the same as the Nightcrawler law. Exactly. Yeah.
Did Hayden Christensen work after Jumper?
Yeah, actually, he was in a movie not that long ago that I've got sitting over there.
Oh.
It's like a
On Laserdisc.
No. Actually, even episode 2 and episode 3 from Star Wars never made it to Laserdisc. Japanese import only for Phantom Menace. But no, it's like a love romantic movie. I haven't
Interesting.
watched it
Little,
yet.
Little Italy or something like that.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also
Yeah.
in the chat, Amy Stephanie says her submission for best superpower is the ability to leap insane distances. So
that's a good one.
the classic Superman before he could fly.
Yeah.
Before we did, like the Hulk. What the
Yeah,
Hulk could
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
God, every time like a game or movie gets the Hulk leap right, makes me so happy. Just the impact of it. It needs to feel earth shaking.
Yeah, I would think if you had between flight and teleportation, I think teleportation would be better. It
I would
seemed
agree.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't need both. But that'd be kind of stupid. So you pick one of the other.
But I still contend that if you, super strength aside, if you had to fly, you can't teleport to a mid level. Like if I had to fly, if I could fly
hover.
to.
Well, I mean, are you talking about hovering? I mean, if you're flying, once you stop, you'd fall, right?
Well,
So,
I guess the hovering comes
look at
into it.
Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was able to appear on those people's shoulders, so I think a tree limb would be perfectly fine.
I'm just
yeah, I would think so too. Yeah,
What about
see, yeah,
cloud?
flight. You know, I mean, Superman can. He's not flying. He's just
Falling.
floating
It's fine.
around real fast, right?
All I know is between the two, and I hate to be the voice of reason here, but
Uh-oh.
it has to be
Don't
considered
be.
because this is a very real problem that
Yes.
could happen one day.
Brent, stop making
Yep,
sense.
yep.
And that is, flight is just more pure of a power. You can't get in that much trouble, but think of all the things that could go wrong with teleportation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you get the Wishmaster in your living room and he says, "Do you want to teleport?" You're going to have to run down a laundry list of things that you don't want with teleporting. Like, okay, I want to teleport, but I don't want to be able to teleport into a wall.
Right.
I don't want to accidentally think about what it would be like in space, and suddenly I'm there. You know,
Like you were sleeping by accident, you teleported while you were asleep.
exactly. I was dreaming I was in Oz, and then I teleported there, but it's not real. So suddenly I cease to exist.
You know,
Which
you know,
Oz? The
Brent,
prison or
no thanks, but if
Mr.
I
Larson,
wanted to
you just
say
said
I
that
wanna
you're being
fly,
the voice of
I would just be
reason.
like, I want to fly.
I mean, you could be sleep flying too. You know, what's the difference?
But even
Oh,
with
what if you're
flight-
drunk flying?
Yeah, right.
Or drunk teleporting. It's the same thing.
Now,
But-
I'm picturing, when I said
I've
drunk
done that.
flying, I'm thinking Greatest American Hero. Granted, he wasn't
Oh,
drunk,
God.
but he sure was flying like he was drunk.
But
But-
see, but you got to also make sure that you don't have a time limit on your flight too. Now,
Mm.
if we're going to have all these things for teleportation, you got to do the same thing for flight.
See, if I
don't know. I
if
mean,
I-
how long can Superman fly?
If I had to pick up
He's
flight,
going and going and going.
it'd have to be like the Century.
Well, he's
where-
got the sun.
If I found out that I could
He's
fly, but there
got
was
the
a
sun.
time limit, I would learn it, and then I would work inside that. I mean, you can only fly for 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm not flying to Paraguay, but I am flying to Winter Park. And I think of a guess I just said.
Flying to Walmart so I could go
I
get
was
something
just gonna
to
say,
eat.
makes grocery shopping easier. Yeah.
That's right.
You know,
When my wife
hold
needs me to go
on.
get some food, I could
No.
fly over to Burger King or something.
I
That'd
got
be
the proof. I got
convenient.
the proof. This is why teleportation's better. So we were talking about the different types of teleportation. Some people can teleport other people, right? You want to go to Walmart and have a cart full of stuff, and you want to put it all in your hands and fly it back, or do you want to be able to put them all around your legs, teleport it back to your house, not even having to carry a single damn thing?
Ah,
See, but
Always in
that's
one
the
trip.
thing with, you know,
Warriors.
does your clothes go with you or not?
Does it go with you?
Yeah, so
You know, people at Walmart have seen stranger things than naked people.
some people at Walmart.com.
you'd have to teleport to Walmart and then steal a buggy and push all your crap back home.
And
Yeah.
then just teleport that back and take it back next time.
See, if I were to pick up
You
flight,
got to be able to like have a field around you. How far around you will
Right.
stuff teleport? Like, can you grab somebody and
Yeah.
make them teleport with you, or are you just going to grab them and their skin will teleport and they'll be sitting there with half an arm?
Well, let's see. Blink was able to teleport people.
Yeah.
You had magic that could teleport people.
Everybody, skin
Oh.
intact and everything.
yeah.
Yeah, skin intact and everything. Yes, sir.
So it's like the force just keeps kind of changing.
Yeah, it's like it grabs out and it reaches around them. Well, this is one that I was going to say is a stupid one, like running real fast, like the Flash. You know, he's got that force field kind of thing that goes around him, supposedly, kind of thing.
Speed
Is
force.
that how it would work?
Speed Force.
Yep.
Taps into the speed force.
Yeah.
I'd say
No, he's got a lot of extra powers besides just running fast. Like, I mean, at
Yeah,
least
because as soon as he stopped, he'd break his neck, right?
And
Yeah.
you know, they did some cool things with the Flash. If you want to talk about running fast, the fact that he has to keep his metabolism up, so he eats all the time. I thought that was a pretty cool
I
thing
like
to put
that.
in there.
Yep.
And the other thing, and I've referenced the Flash as myself, I can't handle when people are slow, when they speak slow or walk slow. Well, one of the things that they talked about was with the Flash, his brain's always going like this, going, faster than the normal human. So think about how maddening it would be to be surrounded by everybody else
because they're moving slow.
Like, because your brain's moving.
No.
Yeah. Oh, and
you're all the time going, come on. It's like right now, John. Come on, get it out. Come on, tell me.
From the chat, because this is adorable. This is specifically for C. Michael Lanning. Rowan says they heart you.
Oh. We all heart you.
Oh, boss.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking I'd rather fly than be able to run fast.
Yeah,
agreed.
See, yeah, if I were to pick a flight, it'd have to be like Marvel Century, when that I move with the speed of a cosmic entity. But then you have the issue where if you don't stop in time, you do his thing where you impact like a meteor and kill a city.
Slam right into stuff.
Yeah.
But I still think I'd rather be able to teleport than fly.
You know what it comes down to?
Brent.
When you fly, it's just nice. But teleportation is all about function. But
well, you can sort of fly if you teleport. Just teleport yourself way up in the sky, you'll fall, and it'll be like flying.
Right before you hit bottom,
you teleport over there, then you're just standing there. Look, I flew down real fast.
It's a new type of base jumping.
What happens the first time you try it, and then you discovered that even if you teleport, your momentum still.
That would. That would. Oh yeah, you would never slow down. You kept trying to do stuff. No.
You started a tree, maybe.
Yeah.
You figure it out. No, you teleport yourself up, and then that way you would go up, fly, and then you'd start to come back down. At that point that you start to fall, where you stop, then you teleport to the ground, and then you're safe again.
Tommy, I got a picture for you later on today. We'll come back to that. I have a great example for you on that.
So then, who would like? We're gonna just get past this teleportation. Super strength. Yes.
No.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Can you like turn it on and off?
Yeah. That's a good question, because you would always be breaking everything or picking things up and just throwing them.
Yeah, you try to open the door and you just rip it off.
Until you learn the muscular level in which you have to apply pressure. That would take some getting used to.
Or is it like
that'd be maddening.
Or is it like a Spider-Man thing where it's pound for pound, so you just have a higher strength threshold? Where it's
I had the same conversation in the office with Barry, my business partner. We were talking about this, and he wanted me to bring up, is this the subjects that we're talking about based off of being able to show them in a comic book, or if this was like your everyday person kind of a thing? So yeah, being super strong in a comic book is really cool because you can show it, but in if it's your everyday life kind of thing, would you want to be super strong?
I wouldn't mind it because then I can stop going to the gym.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm there, bud. I'm already super strong. I already stopped going to the gym.
The perfect reason why it's a bad thing. Because think about it, Tim. You go to the gym a lot, right?
Right, yeah.
It kind of defines kind of who you are as a person.
Now,
think about if you did that a lot, and then you found out that there was a guy who lived 3 doors down from you, that all he did was wash TV and then pick up refrigerators because it's so easy, it doesn't even matter.
Because he got bit by something, and so now he has super strength.
Yeah.
Bit by a radioactive refrigerator or something. And you just think to yourself, I work like crazy, and it's supposed to help me, but this guy can do it for nothing. I mean, the Olympics would cease to be an event because people would be like, why am I training all this time when this guy can just do it? And all he does is watch TV all day.
Yeah. Well, I guess in that aspect, I like something like the Super Saiyan metabolism idea of super strength, where it's, you still have to train for it, but it's just your gains are exponentially faster and you have a much higher threshold of it.
Okay.
There you go.
There's Brent kind of talking about your analogy there about people, 2 doors down, they don't have to do anything for the strength. Throw this in the chat or somewhere. Y'all need to Google the all drug Olympics from Saturday Night Live. You need to see it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, going along with like the strength, I wouldn't pick super strength to be my number one pick. It didn't make my PowerPoint at all. But it would be a nice thing to have. So Amy in the chat, that's my girlfriend. So I went by her place yesterday because she made me a wonderful dinner. Thank you again, Amy. It was delicious. And I was so ticked off in the parking lot because the parking lot's small and there was some douche nozzle that took 2 parking spots. If I had super strength, I could pick that car up and I could put it elsewhere and take in one of the spots.
Why didn't you just ask Amy to move her car over so you could?
Oh, you're so gonna get me in trouble. After she commented on your hair,
I know.
Really.
Oops.
Wow.
But yeah, so super strength, that could be a cool perk to have, but for me that wouldn't be the.
Well, I mean, do you want like super strength as in like regular human strength? Like if you're really super strong, so we're saying if you're really strong, of course you're probably bigger, muscular and stuff. But what if you were just a normal guy that had super strength? Would that be cool? Because then you could. Or do you want to be like the Hulk and walk around like this?
No, and we know we've talked about this like pretty much every time we've been on lately. Like my love for Captain America, and like he's like, what would Cap do? That would be the type of strength I would want, like the pinnacle of human ability for strength. So not
level, but they got him doing some stuff that's above just normal.
We're talking historical.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm happy with my super strength. Yeah. If all the old ladies of my apartment complex come to me, Rory, can you open this jar?
That's right.
Like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Rory, break the jar that's in my spot.
It's like 4 jars a week now. It's insane.
We'll walk around like the Rock all the time. That's all it be.
Yeah. I guess
I want to send him a note asking him to buy a bigger shirt. Why does he got to keep wearing this shirt too small? That guy.
I guess to include the aesthetic part of it, you'd want the Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super strength, and that you have to work for it. It happens a lot quicker and a lot more efficiently. But then also make it look like Broly, so you're 95% pectoral. You're just
forget leg day. Forget leg day.
Yeah. So what's another obscure is not quite the right word, but what's another good power that's not one of the most common, like flight and strength, invisibility? What? Who? Who is that?
Not John. Somebody else.
It's the teacher going. Ooh.
There's a hand out there. I see it.
I'll wait though. But I got a cool one that I don't think anybody else is gonna think of.
Oh really?
I got a list. A couple of. You want me to tell you mine real quick?
Yeah. Heck yeah. Go for it.
I think this is my top 5, but then I knocked them all out because I found one that kind of just does them all. I had super hyper intelligence.
Yes.
I think that would be it's like an everyday man super thing, not a comic book thing, because most of these wouldn't work. And then I thought invisibility would be really cool.
Useful, yes.
And then the teleportation, of course, but Brent says no. And I thought a superpower of luck would be really cool to have. But my number one, until I decided to knock all these out, my number one was, I think you could do in just an everyday life kind of thing, not in a comic book, but in everyday life. If you had this power, I think would be just, you could do anything. Mind reading.
Yeah.
You would be able to get and do anything.
On that same vein,
That's
Nita Taylor Lanning says telepathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to turn it off though. Like you can't have that like I hear everybody.
Yeah, because that would drive you nuts.
Yeah. You got to be able
telepathy. Yeah. Well, no, I don't mean maybe not mind control, but being able just to read other people. Like if just think of all the tests you would have been able to pass. Just think if you were you went to a casino, how much money you could win, and they could never think that you were cheating because you would know what everybody's cards were. Just think of
to buy a brand new car would be
exactly, or every job interview that you went into, you could tell the person exactly what they wanted to hear. You could have just anything. I mean, I know there's a girl here in the room with us, but just think of any girlfriend that you wanted to have, because you'd be able to tell her exactly what she wanted to know, and because you'd be able to.
Oh my God, I could be married by now.
Oh,
So, when you just said, the girl and what she wants, now you got like Spice Girls going through my head.
Wasn't there a Mel Gibson movie about that?
I'll tell you what I want, really.
There's a Mel Gibson movie about this.
Yes.
but I thought
what women want. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
I thought what would knock out all of that stuff is how about like having a Doctor Strange sort of just magic, because you could just do whatever you wanted, whatever. You just call it magic. If you want to fly, magic. You want to teleport somewhere, magic. That's what my superhero is. That's going to be my superpower. I'm a wizard.
There you go.
Yep. Tommy found the wishing for more wishing.
You're a wizard.
But then also, you gotta put in the time and study to learn each incantation as well as what each artifact does.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Haley, tell us what you want, what you really
What you really want.
Yeah.
John, what was yours?
Can I throw the picture up, because there's a good graphic to go along with it.
Yeah.
Throw that PowerPoint up there.
I'm just for now. I'm just gonna throw the specific slide up because it's not something that's talked about often. And let me just go ahead and do it from the current slide. Why are you not pulling up the current slide? All right, because I don't want you guys all seeing the rust yet. All right, is it okay if I share screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to boot anybody without asking.
Well, I'm reading her mind. She said okay.
This one. So Taskmaster, always been one of my favorite villains. He has something called photographic reflexes. People have heard of photographic memory, where you could look at something and you've already got it like memorized. Taskmaster, that's why he's carrying a bow and a shield and a sword. He memorizes people's moves by watching. When Captain America resigned in Cap 332 back in the 80s, and they brought John Walker in to replace him, the U.S. government hired Taskmaster to train the new Captain America in Cap's fighting styles. So, I mean, the thing I put here, master every physical activity you could witness. Zumba, here we come. All right. So, you don't even have to practice. You see it once,
and your
body can do it. Yep. So that was the first one that was on my list of powers that I would want to have.
Isn't he supposed to be in Black Widow?
Yeah, he's in Black.
Yes. Yes.
Theoretically.
Isn't that what Stone Cold Steve Austin's wrestling name was when he first started? Wasn't it the Taskmaster?
Was it?
Master before he became Stone.
He had a really weird name even before that.
I think it was Fred.
Fred,
Makes fear in your heart.
Call me.
This tree, this corner, Undertaker, and over here, Fred.
Fred.
I've always thought a very useful, good, and not lame superpower would be like Mr. Fantastic. Stretchy.
Lame.
That was on my list of the worst one.
Okay.
Boring.
Did you
ever read useful?
Okay.
Reset top shelf.
All right, everybody that thinks that's lame, raise their hand.
It could be
1, 2, 3. There's several of them.
From Great Lakes Avengers, kind of like Mr. Fantastic, but
Flat Man.
flat.
Yeah.
We will get to those. Think about you can stretch really far to reach something, to punch something, to deflect, to inflate, to parachute, to squeeze between and under. It would be, I'm not saying it's like flight or telekinesis or teleportation.
Yeah, but if I had teleporting, I could do all those things.
That is true.
If you were teleporting,
if you could divorce yourself,
you're done. You lost.
Well, if you could divorce yourself with how stupid it looks, it actually does work.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look like a moron.
You look stupid, but it works. It really does.
Right.
In his defense, I get it.
See that?
I left my drink in the other room. Let me get it.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was.
It is. I got it.
Exactly.
You know,
need to look
but
over
that's not
something.
There's your weight
That's
burning
not
problem
good.
right there.
Oh, it's empty. Let me go fill it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I did. I'm
Getting
done.
a little fatter. All you gotta do is get a little taller. I mean, that's all you do.
That's right.
Think about how much weight you'll put on, because like I'm almost out of pop, right? So
Yeah,
I
okay.
can reach and get it, or I can take some steps. And make
That's what I
my
said. By the time it's over with, you're 10 feet tall. I mean,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, this is what it comes down to. There's a drink on the other side of the room. If you have teleportation, you teleport over and get it. If you have stretchy limbs, you stretch and get it. If you have telekinesis, you use your mind to grab it. But if you have flight, you can't do anything except walk over and get it like any other
Float
person.
over.
But no. If you have flight, you could levitate.
Yeah, you can float over.
Levitate.
I'm thinking if I add my 6th item, if I had magic, I would just go. Look, there it is.
I don't know. See, this feeds into the whole idea that superpowers would ultimately make us too lazy to actually function as human beings.
Maybe so.
This muscular superhero thing is just unrealistic, right there.
You know what I just thought of?
I just want freakish genetics.
Brent, going along with yours, talk about like flight, and then I said you could at least, kind of like do the floating, hovering thing. Think about, you could freak people out because you could strap one of those hoverboards to your feet and make people think hoverboards are real.
That's right. Just think how many you could sell.
We were supposed to have them 5 years ago, as of today.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah, you could sell them. You could just go to Walmart or whatever and get pieces of wood or whatever and just sell them all day long and just say, you just don't know how to use it.
it's
Instructions
a user
not
error.
included.
Yeah. Or just go buy like a skateboard so at least it looked kind of cool and then just, and then, yeah. Wow.
All right. You guys are a bunch of buttheads.
Thank you very much.
See, Scott, I get you're going with the stretchy parts, but I think that Marvel accidentally one up themselves and they did Kamala because she can stretch, but she does cell replication. So her strength scales according to how far she stretches. So she doesn't just stretch, now she has a 2-ton fist.
Yes, okay.
Oh, so like if she stretched bigger, she got more mass.
She gets more mass and like strength scales with that, so yeah.
Because doesn't like Mr. Fantastic when he stretches, he's got the same amount of mass, right? It's just kind of when he flattens out, it's just him flattening out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, any of you ever see the real bad Corman Fantastic Four film? At the end, after it was the film that was made in the 90s, so Roger Corman didn't lose the rights to it. Never made it out to theaters, and the final scene was Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman driving away in a limo, and you see like his extended hand waving out the top of the limo. It's like obviously something on a stick being waved around. And something to Google, throw that in the chat. Google should give me like money.
Okay, we are at the halfway point, past the halfway point. This is usually where Brent leaves us. I see him nodding. Yes, Brent, give us, if you can, the not stretching. That's not a choice because that's an awesome superpower.
They're right. The number one. That's number one.
Your number one lame super. If you had to pick a lame superpower, what would you pick?
Okay, I actually interpreted the original question as worst superpower.
Oh,
so I would answer this way. And it actually is telepathy. I think that is the worst superpower because if you found out you had it, it would drive you crazy within a week. And you would not know if the thoughts you had were yours or someone else. You wouldn't know if by chance you were actually influencing other people to think thoughts. You would, we were just talking about, you would instantly know what a person you wanted to date, what they were thinking. But the problem is supposed to know that. In fact, that could be considered a violation of their actual human rights. And if they ever found out that you were doing that, you could possibly be prosecuted. And
that's why I'm switching back to magic now.
See, at least you would know how the judge would.
Right.
Hey.
Great. Okay.
They can't prove intent.
So it helps you in your report for your life. Yeah. So basically, what it comes down to me is there really are things that humankind is not meant to know. and each other's thoughts is one of them. If I ever had it, I would actually probably request a lobotomy from the lobotomy store. I don't know what
lobotomies are nice.
I'm with Brent.
Yeah, the idea of it, frankly, I've thought if there was actually someone that it was proven they had telepathy, they would become the most dangerous person in the world by far. Governments would kill them without question.
No, they capture them and use them.
Yeah.
They can't prove intent.
So in other words, it would be great to not have that power. I would hate to have that power. That's what I'm saying. I'm Brent Larson.
Oh my gosh.
I'm Brent Larson, and I approve this.
I will say this much: it does sound like a pretty good Silverline comic there, Brent.
Yeah.
That would be
frankly,
interesting.
it's really almost too creepy to consider. And you know, Professor X, hey, he's cool. You know, his power is his mind, but frankly, that dude is way too powerful for.
Yeah. Well, that's what I liked about like X-Men like 90s on, is they got into the fact that maybe Professor X did some really messed up stuff with the kids when they're younger, and
And when Onslaught was created between
exactly.
Yeah.
That dude was scary. And Professor X no, I never did that to you guys. Prove it. Well, I can't.
Right, and
I never did that to you guys.
That's talking about the Vulcan arc, is that Professor X unwittingly thinking he's protecting someone messed up with their mind and created a nuclear level threat.
Yeah, dude, he supersedes nuclear level in my book.
Well, and of course you got Legion, his son, who's just is legit nuts.
Yeah.
Scary. And with that, I shall leave you.
Brent, always raising the big questions. Good night, Brent.
Yes, and then leaving. I know, it's my way.
Yeah.
See you next week. Be good, man.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay,
I
and
have
with
the same
that
answer, so I'm gonna curtail on him.
Wait.
Oh,
Quiet.
I'm not. I won't leave yet, but I was just saying I probably want to leave soon too. But.
Okay.
Well, then you need
Haley, go. Yeah, talk.
We got a PowerPoint.
We
a PowerPoint.
We also have
5 minutes.
Super PowerPoint.
We also have a question for Amy in chat.
Yeah.
Haley has to get all her words in that she hasn't gotten in yet.
I know.
Give us all your words.
All right, where's Superpower? Go.
So the workshop. I needed to put more thought into this, but I do have one that I used to think that I would want, and now I've changed my mind. And I'm like, no, that'd be terrible, and that would be to not need sleep. Not that you couldn't sleep, but just that like you didn't need it. Because I was like, I could get so much more done, but then I'm like, no, I would just have that much more time to like procrastinate.
Watch more TV.
I think that's how it would work. So, like, no, I think that
extra procrastination.
Useless. And then if you're like everyone else is asleep and you're just like, well, I guess I'll just sleep because I'm bored.
There you go. Haley, we also have a question for you from the chat. Amy wants to know: is there a superpower you think should be limited to women besides growing a person?
A superpower that should be limited to women.
Oh, I now understand what the question meant. It took me a second. Growing a person. You mean having a baby? Got it. All right.
I was in the back of your head.
I'm like, growing a person? What do you mean? Well, you see, he's a scientist or something.
I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't catch it either. So.
Yeah. Well, see, you gotta be female. I understand. Female superpower. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I would be inclined to say something like the mind reading or which I agree. Like, I think reading minds would be awful, but just because, and maybe this is a stereotype, but you'd think that like men might be more prone to like abusing that, but I'm sure women would still be like want to go invisible and sneak into someone's room, you know. Like, that's all I can really think of right now. But yeah, that is an interesting.
What does Scott do on the weekends?
He's a banjo.
Plays the banjo practice.
He's been tuning that banjo for hours.
Now you have Deliverance going through my head. Why are you doing this to me tonight?
You know, maybe all of these powers are too. Maybe we should say maybe just the being strong is the easiest one because it doesn't really affect anything too much.
kind of stuck with your own self there, like.
Yeah. We're all projecting.
Invisibility, that seems to be the one that leads to the creepiest guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always invisibility, like the Invisible Man, and then that fantastic Kevin Bacon movie,
Oh man.
Hollow Man. Invisible Man, the actual H.G. Wells, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
He doesn't really get into much mischief, but I mean, like the creepy mischief, but it causes problems because he just has to run around naked.
Well, see, that's the problem with invisibility compared to like flying and teleportation. So when you say somebody can turn invisible, except for the invisible woman or whatever,
I was just gonna
usually
say,
they're
Sue
talking
Storm
about
doesn't
they
have
have
that
to lose
problem.
all their clothes. But if I teleport, I have to teleport naked too. So why?
So
like,
if you're bringing film into this one, okay, so this is another one. Write this down. This is important. Doing my best Van Wilder impersonation right now.
I got a notebook right here.
If you liked Airplane or Airplane 2, which is essentially the same movie,
yes,
there was a movie called Amazon Women on the Moon. And it was a series of skits and sketches, early 80s, and the thread that weaved it all together was a fake bad sci-fi film, supposedly from the 50s, that was playing on a late night TV show. There's a whole bunch of funny things in there. It starts off with Arsenio Hall, who's getting wrong phone numbers for a girl named Thelma. But where I'm going with this one, Ed Begley Jr. was playing the Invisible Man, who wasn't so invisible, but he thought he was. And so he starts taking his clothes off. He's like, none of you can see me. And they're all like, this again. It's
Again.
You got to check it out.
I'm going to get invisible right now. Hold on.
It's kind of like that, and that, remember Mystery Men?
Oh, I have not seen that, but that did come out on Laserdisc.
Oh my God.
The last one.
That would be.
What about who was the politician or whatever that just was caught getting, let's not talk about it. We weren't supposed to talk about politics.
No,
I forgot what this other guy's name was. It sounded like that.
Media. He wasn't a politician. He was a reporter.
Oh,
on the Zoom.
Guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
anyway, on Mystery Men,
I always put tape over my stuff.
They have that one kid that he couldn't turn invisible unless nobody was looking at him.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that power.
So that's cool.
I do not know if that movie holds up, so please don't think.
That's like Translucent the Boys. They make it very clear that he can only turn invisible by being butt naked because his skin reflects light. So they play with that a bit.
Yeah, Mystery Men was a good movie. Yeah, I haven't seen that since it came out, so I don't know if it holds up, but
it had a good cast.
Yeah,
Ben Stiller, Gene Garofalo, a bunch of other people I don't remember.
Hank Azaria.
That could be a good horror movie.
I haven't seen it, but
you can only turn invisible if nobody can see you, but you had to kill everybody because they could always see you. So I had to kill everybody, and then I could turn invisible.
I think not to ruin it for John, but I mean it's been 20 years. If you turn,
is this the spoiler alert?
Around. Yeah, kind of. They made everybody turn around in the seat. I worked in a video store when they came out, so I saw it a few times. But he made everybody turn around so he could be visible. So
and then when they turned back around, he would be visible again.
He was almost. I think he had boxers on. That was it. He was butt naked. Other than that, can you see me? Oh yeah, we can see you.
Well, then you got to turn around, and then I'll be invisible. Well, that's the super lamest thing. I can only turn invisible when you're not looking at me. I'm changing my list. I'm changing it. I can only be invisible if you're not looking at me. That's right. I like that.
There are many lists of lame superpowers. Haley, if you had to pick one, if you had a genie giving you a lame superpower.
Oh, so if I had to pick one, like I had to have it.
You had to have one.
What would it be?
Well, one that I don't know. I mean, as far as like, well, maybe it could be cool. I don't know. It could be considered lame, but something that I would like would be to talk to animals.
Okay.
I mean,
I want to talk to my animal, my puppies and stuff. That'd be great. That's not lame.
Because he's weird.
You're weird.
Understand, like, what is Yeah, which I mean, I guess
Dr.
that
Dolittle.
could be used in like superhero fighting senses if you could like control them. But
Control them, yeah.
Right, yeah. You
Like,
can't
you know
what that would
control
be
them, you
great
just
for,
talk
you
to
though?
communicate with them. They may
Haley,
not listen to me because
you could use that power. Seriously now, no joke.
Like
Like
super
think about
zookeeper.
how many different animals see things that humans
Right.
don't. So like that's an investigator job there. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Tiger, what happened to Tiger King? Oh,
Well, we could ask the tiger what he did. The tiger's like, I ate that guy. What happened?
Yep. And there's dogs around the house. Who broke into the house, Bear? And he's like, oh, the dude was like 6'4", and he had a tattoo, and Mike Tyson, really?
Yeah, so really, you're saying any kind of lame power, what we're thinking is lame. It depends on who's writing the story. Is it lame?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Because something I think could be pretty interesting, like story-wise, is if you take something that is lame, but like make it like the way you write it can make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You should go cats assemble, and they all go different directions.
That's what cats would do. No, you assemble. I'm going.
You control them. Yes.
Yeah, that's.
And so on the spectrum, it's not lame, but like if you had to fight Magneto with your animal talking powers,
yeah,
well, you beat up.
That brings us to Aquaman.
One could say that Doctor Strange beat Loki in the Donny Cats run by with help of his dog bats. The power there isn't necessarily that he can talk to his dog or that his dog can talk English. It's just that his dog auto-translates dog to English and English to dog when talking to someone. So there's just Google Translate always running in the background whenever someone talks to bats.
Right.
In the background.
Haley, that's a good answer. I would put it on the this would be my scale of usefulness. It'd be useful, but if you're in some sort of epic battle, I don't think the Avengers would be calling on you.
Well, let's get the lady that talks to dogs.
Yeah.
She needs to come
But
up.
in like everyday life, it could be like
she can really help. She can help.
Yeah.
We can find something for her to do.
I'm about to jump in. Haley, I got your back. Okay.
Yeah.
So you think her talking to cats isn't helpful? But who saved the day in the last Avengers movie? The dude who talks to ants? Come on.
Yeah, but
I think the young lady has.
And it was
some,
like the rat that pressed the button that let him out, right? Yeah. No one had to tell him to do that, but maybe.
I think the rat just did that by accident. He was walking around. He didn't do it on purpose.
There's some unknown character.
But Ant-Man was able to do the other stuff.
I'm not saying
cats don't have any metal in them, so it's not like Wolverine where Magneto is able to take him out
as
by
long as
ripping
they're stray
adamantium out. No stray cats. That's another 80s music reference. As long as the cats, they have to be feral cats because they can't have collars that have metal on them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be.
They got to be feral cats.
Yeah,
she can control
or microchips. Yeah, you're right.
No
microchips.
Talk to animals. Are we controlling? There's a big difference between being able to talk to and control.
I mean, I don't know. And just like every day, because if you could like control an animal army, that'd be useful in battle.
Like,
I would feel bad, like just everyday life. I'm like, I would want to be able to communicate with my dog more clearly. Like,
no, that'd be very useful. Yes.
Yeah. I'm like,
your dog
would
be safe, but
control his mind.
All the wild is at your behest.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cougars coming at me. Oh God.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Like the everyday woman, man, powers and stuff. That would be, But as far as a hero, control a whole herd of
cougars,
elephants, or something.
Okay,
Where would you go?
Cougars twice now. Are you talking animals or like women over 40 that are looking to date younger men?
The last 10 years have been wild.
Well, there was that one video that went viral of that guy getting chased by a cougar for like 5 minutes.
Rory already brought up
not that one.
No,
oh, God, we're good. Okay.
Helping out the old ladies in his apartment complex. So
everyone get out. Get out now.
Oh my gosh. Where did this conversation go?
Well, it's Scott's job to wrangle the cats.
He's like a debate moderator. It's not working too well.
Oh, this is gonna be. No, you got the mute button. You've got the power.
Yeah, start muting
Tom's got
Cat.
the mute button. He can mute whoever he wants.
I can't mute anybody. You guys are incorrigible. So we are well past the midway point. Why don't we give
Let you guys go.
John's wait.
John,
Haley?
PowerPoint.
Haley, before you said you needed to bounce in a little bit. So any parting words before you go?
Yeah. Could I share a cool superpower or one that I think?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
This is one so like self promo for my own comic. So I do a comic that
Go for
involves
it.
like it's about superhero summer camps and like teenagers with superpowers go and now I'm worried about copyright because I'm like, oh, I used the word superhero superpowers. I figured those were fair game. But yeah, but one of my main characters, she has like super senses power, but she has to, and like where it is in the story right now, like she's not super confident in controlling it, but where she will have, it's kind of like she has so much like bandwidth for her senses, so if she wants to strengthen one, she have to weaken another. She can like close her eyes and like reduce her vision and increase her hearing, which is very hard to draw and like portray in a visual
I can imagine.
way. I've into that, but I'm like, that is
Cool
an
idea,
interesting
though.
one because it's not like very, again, it's not very like I mean, it could be useful in combat, but maybe more for like more like spy sneaking around kind of stuff and like
And that's unique. I've never heard
That's
of that.
good.
before.
Yeah, no,
That
that's
is
good.
great.
Okay, I'm glad that's it.
That is
I'm like
great.
superhero, you know, I'm making my own superhero thing, and like that's been done so many times. Like, how am I gonna come up? And I mean, obviously, like one of my other characters, like super speed and like fire powers, and I do have a guy who can fly, and like that's it. That's his one thing is just that he flies.
Yeah.
You should make
But
him
does he
teleport
do anything?
instead. It's better.
Yeah.
But that really is cool because that definitely puts in a lot of complication for that character. That's actually really neat.
Yeah.
Do you have a title for this story? Can you tell us?
Yeah, it's called Heroic Shenanigans.
Oh, that is the current. Okay.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah, like I've been working on it for several years. Like it's up online. I've got.
Where do we find it?
Yeah. HeroicShenanigans.com.
Okay. All
You
right.
need help spelling that. Yeah. I don't know why I've got such.
That's all right.
I'm gonna go find it right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
MacGuffin's common spelling.
Yeah.
So for all of our viewers out there, go to heroicshenanigans.com and check out Haley's story, because that superhero, is that the main character of your superhero group or just one of the?
Yeah, like there's pretty much 3 main characters, so she's one of the 3.
And how you said you've been working on this for a few years?
Yeah, I started like as for the actual like drawing of the comic, 2015 is when I started like, through the first chapter, and for story wise, like I've been thinking of it for a lot. Like I don't really have that time when this is when I started like writing it. Like I just kind of have been thinking about the ideas for a long time.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool. You use Comic Press for your WordPress thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped write some of that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like it. Very easy to use.
Yeah, we tried to make it. I don't know if you're still using any of the code that I contributed at the time. Anyway, sorry, never mind.
Yeah,
but you can find it really easy. Just misspell it, and it will pop up in Google.
Yeah, if you just Google it, like don't even try to Google it. I know.
Just pretend like you know how to spell it, and it popped up right away.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Is it like we talked about last week? Can you put in Google hero with super senses that has reduce one? Will Google give you that in the video game search? Well, all right.
It will in the future.
Yeah, it knows, and now it's listening. It's
Yeah, then you'll get ads about.
Yeah.
LASIK and stuff.
Yeah.
Haley, thank you. I don't want to cut you off because we're going to go to John's PowerPoint.
Okay.
here.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. I'm
So you-
tired, but yeah.
All right. Well, if you need a bounce, go ahead. And John, we're going to share your screen.
All
And,
All right. Well, good night.
you headed out?
Bye.
All right,
See you next
Haley.
week.
Bye.
So, folks, we passed the midway point. We got John, the PowerPointer, Medic.
So that's a superpower pointer. That's his power.
Superpower pointer.
I'm not even using a PowerPoint clicker this time. I'm using the mouse. You know,
He's gonna give us a.
Oh man, you suck.
I've got like 4 of them in the drawer. I could go get.
I wanted the full experience, John. Come on.
I usually use the mouse because it's a really cool looking gaming mouse.
Ooh.
Everybody gets legit gaming mice at Walgreens for $9.99.
Hey.
All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen, and I will run you through what I put together.
Do it.
We talked about a lot of this stuff, so we could kind of move at a good clip.
Is there music in this one?
No, didn't put music in on this one. So, you know, with best and worst superpowers, a critical and sometimes humorous analysis of 82 years of superheroes or ultras or mutants or specials or enhanced. That's why I was asking about other different names for the same types of things. As always, my normal disclaimer. Come on, why are you not picking up? There we go. Personal reflection. I'm not taking any credit. Don't sue me, Marvel, DC, and everybody else. Thank you. All right. So we already talked about the photographic reflexes, right? Taskmaster, you know, being able to master every physical activity that you witness. That is just cool. You watch it, and you know, here you've got all of Captain America's moves. You know, you're showing off for the new Cap, John Walker new Cap as of like the 80s. There was another one. I couldn't fit the panel on there, but it was Cap fighting Taskmaster. Taskmaster and Cap had shield to shield, and he's like slashing down with the sword, and Cap's even saying, now he's showing me swordsman. So, you know, Cap was identifying where he was pulling every move. So I like this. What I was looking for, kind of really superpowers that I would want, or I think would be beneficial in kind of like almost more of a real today scenario. So this is kind of going from my lowest on the list to the highest of ones I'd want. So photographic reflexes would be awesome. Self-duplication. Any of you ever see the movie Multiplicity?
Yep.
Oh,
with Batman.
I was wondering what you were meaning.
All right. So Multiplicity with Michael Keaton. He makes a copy of himself, and then the copy makes a copy of himself. If you've ever made Xerox copies, you know every time you do it, it's a worse and worse copy. So being able to duplicate yourself without having reductions of quality or having to go to Camino, of course, being the planet from which all the clones were made in Star Wars. So examples here in
Star Wars
X-Men.
is gonna make it some way.
Yeah, oh, it'll be here too. So yeah, Jamie Madrox, Multiple Man from X-Men fame, X Factor, X-Men. I first really came across and learned about him during a miniseries in the 80s called Fallen Angels, and I was like, he's cool. And there were multiple of him through the years. One's been killed. He had to deal with like a duplicate of himself being killed. He's done strategies to go out there. He'll make duplicates of himself. They go out, learn different trades. They come back, assimilate back into one. And then now the one knows all of the trades. And then if he duplicates back out, they all have the skills. And it's an awesome way to do that. On the other side, we have Billy Numerous from Teen Titans. I thought this was hilarious. So where Multiple Man saw he was multiplying himself to avoid, I guess, copyright. You know, what is he doing? Billy Numerous is dividing himself. See the division symbol. But it gets you to the same place. You know, there's more than one Billy Numerous out there. So now going into bad ones. Narcolepsy. That would not be a good superpower to have. So as you can see, the reds will be the not so goods. So as I'm Googling like narcoleptic superheroes, sleeping superheroes, my God, Batman falls asleep a freaking lot. I'm like, oh my God.
He's tired. He's fighting all the time, all night long.
How long has he been doing this now? Come on, man.
You know, I mean, the dude needs like a My Pillow or something. I mean, like a good night's sleep.
Let him take a nap. But I don't know if that's a superpower. He's just tired. Leave him alone.
The one up on top, narcolepsy with the Hulk. Hulk's asleep, and Deadpool's underneath it. He's got like a bowl of warm water there.
Oh my
And
God.
Deadpool's also holding a umbrella over himself. Yes, I know technically the master has a vial of stuff there, but hey, Thing, don't be narcoleptic. Your nephew's gonna get kidnapped by a evil bad guy. So that would not be a good superpower to have. Narcolepsy, not good. Universal.
Well, that mean would be good, not good. Is this do nots make a good, right? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Not good. You're right. Double
there you go.
There you
go. 3 knots. 3 knots is
yep, double negative, proof positive, and that was from Clue the movie and Curry. He was amazing. Universal linguistics. This character was panned. Totally said he was kind of a waste. Universal linguistic ability is better than a Babelfish from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Cypher from the New Mutants. All right. I just took this straight out of the book because of his parahuman ability to virtually instantly comprehend any language, spoken or written, living or machine.
Ooh,
think about today, and again, I'm thinking real world application for you to be able to understand.
Well, I got Google Translate in my phone.
You know what? But here you wouldn't need a phone. You'd be able to have a conversation.
Idioms don't translate.
Idioms may not. And if you take a look in the background of that with all the gray, those are all different ways and different languages to say the word mutant, including binary. So that is awesome. Of course, as people we were talking earlier today, not all powers really lend themselves to battle. So that's why in the corner we have Cypher after he gets shot and killed.
And then after that,
he did come back.
Cypher's use in the Crow Show was super cool.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, because he's like came back as Doug Locke. His real name's Douglas Ramsey. He merged with Warlock, and so like Doug Locke's a thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the original version of Cypher bit the dust. Technological acumen. So now we're talking like past Tony Stark, not just being smart and being able to build a suit of armor, but having like that innate like ability. I don't want to say mutant power, but like being off the charts on technology across the streams. The two that I came up with that one would be the Fixer, who originally started off as a bad guy, became part of the Thunderbolts team. Right there it says mechanical genius using advanced adaptable technology, and Forge from X-Men, who almost married Storm. If he didn't walk out, she was about to say yes. Heartbreaking scene. Very, very cool character. And he's able to adapt and create new technologies on the fly because he's basically at one with technology.
He's MacGyver.
Yeah, without any duct tape or.
Well, he's not as cool as MacGyver then.
I was like, without any duct tape or paper clips. Yeah, there you go. So, having technological knowledge and being able to adapt technology and make technology work for you now, think about, we could actually make like Macs work and stuff. It'd be crazy. Okay. All right. So now going to bad powers. All right. Bulimia. Bulimia would be a bad power to have. Well, the power on this one isn't the problem. It's returning to civilian form. When we were talking earlier, somebody said Mr. Fantastic, right? With the stretchy. And then I made a reference to the Great Lakes Avengers. Do you all remember the Great Lakes Avengers?
Mm-hmm.
First showed up in Avengers West Coast, really kind of as a joke team. Well, one of their characters was Big Bertha. Bertha was she's a supermodel, as you can see from the very supermodel-y figure that we have in some of those pictures there. But she could gain weight and mass and uses that for battle, including not being shot and being able to return fire, not being harmed. But how does she get back to her original size?
Hell yeah.
She makes herself throw up. She has to throw up all the additional mass. That's how she gets.
It's a lot.
That is not going to be politically correct in today's atmosphere.
Yeah, we can't go with that one.
And
next slide.
They've still been doing stuff with GLA. So this has been recent. Like she was flirting with Deadpool up there. So this is, yeah, and they're still around. So the power, notice the power isn't the problem. Bertha's size, not the problem, but it's returning to the civilian form. That's convulsive. Get it?
What was it? What was her normal? I guess that's getting not political. What was her normal size? Big or
average size?
She was actually a supermodel.
Oh, okay.
So if you take a look at the picture with Hawkeye and the one next to them in the bottom corner, that would be her traditional size. She was literally a supermodel.
That's a heck of a sound effect.
Well, I mean, so how does how does she get that big? Really, like, if she's fixing to go into battle, she's the supermodel. She goes, okay, give me about a week and let me start eating.
Nope,
and then
it's something that she could turn on and off. I don't remember exactly how.
But the only way to get back is she has to throw up.
Yes, and that is how her body expels the additional mass that was taken to get her battle ready. Yes.
Who came up with that one? Who's known as the creator of this character?
I don't remember.
Next week, let us know. Write it down.
Will do. All right. So now going back to powers I like. Teleportation. We already talked about this. Better than flight. I need to put that in there for next one. No more red light cameras. No more traffic jams. No more petrol costs. And no more excuses for being late, I guess. Yeah. Some of the folks who we know have teleported. Vanisher, one of the earliest X-Men villains. Gateway, when they were the X-Men were hanging out down in Australia. Deadpool has the attachment that lets him body slide. So Tim, you said body slide earlier with Cable.
Yep.
He's kind of using Cable's technology for that one.
Yep.
I promised you, Tommy, that I had something for you for teleporting, and you said if they're teleporting down. This was kind of what I was thinking about, how you had Nightcrawler doing a succession of bam, 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 teleporting to knock out each one of the guys. Granted, it's horizontal, but it's still like the same idea that he's moving and doing the action at the time. Ileana Rasputin, who I had the most massive crush on as a teenager.
I still do.
And yeah, me too. I've got the Marvel Legends action figure right over there. And Blink, who originally showed up in Age of Apocalypse and now is in 616 proper.
I kind of figured if teleportation was your power, you probably know how to use it, and you probably are not teleporting into walls and stuff. Otherwise, you'd be dead already, and you wouldn't be using it.
I think that's why Nightcrawler wanted to see where he had an idea where he was going, because he didn't want to end up in a wall.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah, so I kind of figure if you can teleport, you probably know how to do it.
Yeah, you know your limitations in what's safe and what's not. Yep.
Yeah, I would think
exactly. So. All right. Mental manipulation. So this one actually takes 2 slides. So you can have like a mild impact to a wild impact on people's mental state. Think about being able to control the thoughts, memories, emotions, minds of others. Like, wow, this is mind-blowing. We're in an election season. We are not a political group, but think about just any politician anywhere in the world who would have this power. Oh my God. I mean, it's scary. There were actually a very couple creepy people with mental manipulation. That's the first slide. This is the Purple Man. The Purple Man really had control over people. He would tell them what to do. They would do it. They would have to see him talk, but only the most focused of minds were able to avoid his power. Dr. Doom being one of them. The Kingpin was another. Purple Man used his powers to have lots of ladies visit for.
So he has a lady friend.
Yeah. So we know that that's completely unacceptable, and that's not okay, and that's not a good use of power. So the like the Force, the power itself could be a good power, but how it's used. This is a bad way to use it slide. So the next one over, so his chicky bow bow night with one of the ladies, bore him a daughter who became known as the Purple Girl. She's in the middle. She wound up joining Alpha Flight as Purple Girl, and then later became known as Persuasion. But in this panel, you can see that she is doing the same to North Star. So she's using her powers of persuasion and mental manipulation, because she's got a crush on North Star, to get him to do things for her. And want to play Adam and Eve? I think that's kind of telling. From Avengers, of all places, you had Star Fox, also known as Eros, who all three of these were using pheromones. That's one. That's how they controlled the emotions and whatnot. He pheromoned up She-Hulk, and they had an interlude. Again, not okay, and that had some major ramifications in the future. She was very understandably very upset. And she was actually, because we know Jen Walters is a lawyer, she was a lawyer on one of the cases that a woman had filed against Star Fox for the very same thing. So he's an incorrigible jerk. All right. But now here's some good mental manipulation, possibly. Oh, wait. Don't look at that.
Reproduction. What?
Yeah, we're going to get back there. All right.
You skipped one.
I know, because that's a bad one. So let me get back to mental manipulation. The other one. So now the big leagues, we're talking like telepaths and their amazing friends. So, we have everything from Charles Xavier, who could, with Cerebro, really get people to forget stuff across the world. Even more powerful than Professor X, we have Jean Grey. We've also got the White Queen. We've got Zatanna, if anybody remembers the Identity Crisis miniseries from years ago, where they brain erased memories from Dr. Light, and then Batman. It was Zatanna that did that. And the most powerful telepath in the DCU is, of course, Martian Manhunter. And Amazing Friends, Obi-Wan Kenobi on a very limited level. It's not like they're able to Jedi mind trick a whole planet at a time, but that is definitely mental manipulation as well. Again, all these powers could be used for good or bad. All right, now I'm going back. So, reproduction. It's more than the awesome song from Grease 2. Reproduction could be a problem. And I've cited examples here of how some comic book reproduction was not good for the child or the parent, or in some cases both. So if we start in the top corner, Trigon from DC, his daughter's Raven. She does not see eye to eye to with Daddy, and they have battled how many times? That's an ongoing villain. Wolverine, his son Dakin, Dakin doesn't look like they're having too much fun there. Carnage, the symbiote that came from the Venom symbiote that was attached to Cletus Cassidy, ripping the Venom symbiote off of, I'm assuming that's the original.
Yeah, which one? Right.
Yeah, because he's been on a few, because he went to Scorpion after he was on Eddie Brock, and then for a while he was on Flash Thompson, so I don't know who he's tearing it off. But, the offspring of Venom, Carnage, not doing too good with Daddy there. We know, of course, we had Robin. That's one of the newer Robins. That's actually the son of Batman and Talia al Ghul. And, you got Batman there looking at blood, and you got Robin behind him ready to strike him down with the sword. That's not so nice.
But Batman's asleep again.
Yeah.
No, he's checking out blood. He's doing the detective work.
Oh, okay.
So on the bottom line here, I've got 3 in a row. This is actually the comic series that made me stop collecting comics. J. Michael Straczynski, if you're watching this, I hate you. I hate what you wrote. You are a bad man.
All sponsorship.
I think he's watching the Facebook feed right now.
There goes
Good.
Silverline.
I hope so.
Oh, he just left.
So
we went from 15 to 14. He just took it. Thanks.
Good, because I don't want him in this house. So this Spider-Man Since Past storyline made it sound like Spider-Man had 2 kids with Gwen Stacy that he never knew about. Turns out Gwen Stacy had a liaison with Norman Osborn in his office and it was questioned as to whether or not it was a, what's the word I'm looking for, consensual liaison or not. Turns out, so they were Gwen's kids with Norman, who thought Peter was their dad, went after Peter, then only to find out the truth. And then we also see down there Norman Osborn just being a jerk to Harry. And then the Mary Jane one's up there when Mary Jane was pregnant with Peter's child. Norman Osborn paid a nurse, or fake being a nurse, to kidnap the child, deliver it to Osborn, who took it then to Europe, never to be heard from again, except for the M2 line, but we're not going to talk about that. And so, yeah, Osborn's been like a horrible pain in the side, and with multiple children here. And then also from DC, Deathstroke had Rose, his daughter, who has been both an ally and a foe when she started working with the Titans. So yeah, the ability to reproduce, not always necessarily a good thing for parents or the children. We already did the mental manipulation. All right, I had a lump of bunch in here. Shopaholicism. I made up a word.
Yeah.
Financial sabotage, kleptomania, OCD, and or hoarding, many of which I have.
These are all superpowers?
As far as I'm concerned, you should see my Laserdisc collection and my action collection and my comic book collection and my DVD collection and my CD collection and yeah, I got
sidekick.
So, yeah, and my credit card collection. Yeah, so just a sampling here. This one is a little bit more fun, but especially like Batman with the Batcave. It's like, geez, dude, you got enough down in there, really? I tried to find a good Catwoman picture to put in there with the Black Cat, but I couldn't find a good match. But yeah, so that was kind of just like a personal one in there for me. And I think this takes me to the last one. This one is, I'm leaving it on a serious note. I think the most important, because like I said, I'm going for the most, or the least important to the most important superpower that I would want to have. I think the best power that somebody would have is an ethical, moral compass to always work with honesty and decency and leadership and integrity. And of course, you all know me. Who is my ethical moral compass?
Captain America.
Steve Rogers. Okay.
Not me.
From being able to lift Thor's hammer to a rundown I found online, believing in justice, responsibility, courage, perseverance, humility, etc. And we're in an election season. There was a "Is Cap gonna run for president?" storyline years ago, and this was Cap turning down the nomination to run for president because of how he had dedicated himself to the country and the people of the country, not necessarily the government, the people. And he would not be able to do everything that he vowed to do for the people should he become an elected official. So he had to say, sorry, I can't take on the presidential role, because that would take me away from what I've promised to deliver to the American people since World War II. That is a good man. That is a true American, and somebody that I would aspire to be. And so, since I can't leave everything on a very, very serious note, some of us have seen this, but our wonderful watchers have not seen this one before. Freezing cold power. Probably the worst power that you could have. Why? Well, let's just put it this way. Bobby Drake, freezing pools, being in the pool, and shrinkage.
Shrinkage, yep.
Shrinkage. So if
like laundry?
Yes,
because it's the worst.
Because the detergent that you're using was the one that you bought at the dollar store. Serves you like and of course, at the end, we got Bobby Drake there just waving goodbye, going, that's all for tonight, folks. If anybody didn't get the shrinkage reference, obviously you didn't watch enough Seinfeld, something else for you to Google. There you go.
It's shrinkage.
Can you explain it?
No.
I never watched it. I'm sorry.
And that's about all I'm going to say. But there you go. So that's kind of the rundown of what I think would be the best and worst realistic superpowers in today's day.
I do like how you rank them from the ones that you like, but from the first to the ethical one. But we did notice that you were saying that these were superpowers that you wish you had, and I noticed that you had sex right in the middle.
With the mental manipulation?
No, the reproduction thing. That's what you
since
did.
you brought it up.
Yeah, because you did say this is what you were hoping, but then these were your you had reproduction right in the middle of your number one superpowers.
The green ones, those were in order. The red ones, the bad ones, which mostly, as you can tell, were comedic in nature. Those
John's superpower.
How the story changes.
That's right. John's superpower is Mr. Sexman.
Chicky bow bow.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
That's right.
That's John tells his kid that it's really a midpoint in his life.
That's right.
It's all downhill from there. Yeah.
Puberty's over.
And then shrinkage.
Good PowerPoint. Good PowerPoint.
Thank you.
It was shrinkage. That's right. That's why you put shrinkage in there.
I still don't get it.
I'm just gonna shrink away now.
Use your invisibility. You can do that.
Keeping it classy. We are
well done, John. Well
John,
done.
thank you. Yes,
Thank
well
y'all.
done.
Thank y'all. Always a pleasure. Wednesday nights are the best nights of the week.
Yes, they are.
The list of I think the list of useless or kind of lame superpowers is exponentially longer than the list of useful superpowers. I guess there's always some little bit of use. If you have the freezing power, you're never without ice. I mean,
yeah, you could be like the greatest. I mean, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, any power, just depends on who's writing it. Could make it into something really cool. Like, yeah, you could be the best bartender in the world.
Right.
Think about how much better Cocktail would have been with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He had ice powers.
Yeah, they do.
You could say, somebody said, "Hey, can I have that frozen?" You go, "Sure." It's frozen. There you go. There's your drink.
But on the downside, you also, for every Tom Cruise you have, you'd have an Arnold Schwarzenegger going, freeze.
Nick Cage could have gotten to The Rock a lot quicker.
Oh, wow. Low blow.
I've been triggered.
All right, guys, gentlemen, we are getting close to 11 o'clock on the East Coast here. And
Best coast.
the best coast.
The best coast.
And Rory, and C. Michael Lanning, did you guys have any superpowers that you lame superpowers? If you had to have one, what would it be?
Arm fall off, man.
Oh, golly, you fucking took mine. Yes.
Yes. So, I thought about that. What team was he on? What was I can't remember. Somebody
that was a DC team.
No team. Who would pick him up?
Yeah.
He was like me in gym class, last pick.
Yeah.
And I only know him because Scott brought him up like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy that can pull his arm off and hit you with it and then put it back on. Is that what it was?
Yeah. There's rumored that that's who Nathan Fillion is playing in Suicide Squad.
No,
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be
I'm not letting you know
Oh.
yet, but that's
That'd be so
the
good.
rumor.
Yeah, he's a DC character. I chose Matter Eater Lad. He can eat any matter. Like if I had to have that power, okay. I mean, and he consumes it at an accelerated rate. So I guess if we needed to get through that wall or destroy a car or a tank, I'm just eat it and be done with it.
Like a knife and a fork, or like a spork will do.
I think he could just
Two sporks for
Does
him.
his mouth just get real big and he goes,
he just chews on stuff, and I guess if it provides sustenance too. I mean, I like to eat, and you don't get fat. Hey, I'll take that one.
What is the Chlora count for like a tank these days?
Are we talking Sherman or are we talking?
Yeah.
Is that Atkins approved?
Yeah.
Pure
Is
Not
it
beef
vegan?
diet is what it is.
Yeah.
Pure American protein.
You don't have to worry about it. You have enough iron in your diet.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, don't go up against Magneto then. Holy
Yeah.
Christ.
Oh yeah.
No
That's an
bueno.
excellent point. Excellent point.
Mm-mm. Cats, yes. Magneto, no.
Gentlemen, I think we need to start wrapping up. By the time we say our goodnights, it will be past 11, and we'll be on overtime, and Roland will not authorize that payment.
Nope, nope,
No.
nope. He's
I
already
get
he's already
paid?
stopped the stream.
I mean, he'll crap. Cat's out of the bag.
Again,
Somebody's getting paid.
my
Might
salary
have
is exclusively in post-weighted Del Taco burritos.
Ooh, Del Taco.
Well, folks out there in the listening world, the interwebs, the world wide webs, and cyberspace, thank you for joining us. At the end of the show, we also like to say goodnight and where you can follow us on our social medias and websites and so forth. And before I forget, SilverlineComics.com is where you can find all of our current titles. We have more coming hopefully every other month. We're going to be getting these titles out. And I know Roland has a large pile of titles just about ready to go. So we just keep growing, and this team here is integral to it. We also have a Sunday night show that Roland hosts, and then there's a Monday night show as well that he does a one-on-one interview with one of our creators from Silverline or folks that he's worked with in the industry. So on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, I know we're on LinkedIn as well. Like us, follow us, subscribe, do all the things you need to do to get the notifications when new content comes out. Comment on our videos. And if you're not watching this live, you can still throw a comment on there. We get the notification. We try our best to answer those questions. If you want to chime in on best and worst superpowers, favorite superheroes, if you have questions about the comic book industry or titles coming up, or you have questions for us, go ahead, throw them on there. We're all part of the Silverline family, and we are glad you are there. So let's start with, I'll start with me, so I'm not the last. My name is Scott Wakefield, and I am co-creating, co-writing Steam Patriots, which is a title coming out very soon. I help with publicity for Silverline. If you have a show or a podcast or a website, or you're in the industry as well and want to have one of our creatives on your show or interview us, we'd love that. We help each other by spreading the word about what you have going on, and we'd love if you shared some Silverline with your fans. And why don't I go right on to Rory? Rory, say goodnight.
Good night, Scott.
Thank you.
I'm co-creator with Scott Wakefield for Steam Patriots. You can find us both at Steam Patriots, Instagram and Facebook, and right here on Silverline.
Tommy?
Thomas Florimonte. I always spell it because nobody ever knows how. It's Florimonte. You can find me. Just look that up. I did want to show this real quick.
Oh, yes.
We've got, because like I said earlier, that I am the co-owner of Kablam, and we are printing the stuff. I printed up a copy of, just to make sure, because I wanted to see what it looked like. Here is the Trumps book.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Covers by whom?
this one is by Thomas, the other Thomas, with the teeth, the Thomas crew.
Yes.
But I don't know if we can. I can't see it too well.
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
can
good.
kind of see it a little bit. But yeah, it's a
Yes.
thick old book, boy. I mean, it is huge. It looks really good. There it is.
That's it.
So you guys, whoever got it off the Kickstarter, you will be getting these in your hands shortly. It's still going to be a week or so before we get it printed. I just wanted to, well, because like I said, I know who works at the print shop, and I asked him to print me a copy, and he did. And so I'm just checking it out.
Quality control. You were ensuring quality control.
That is correct.
There you go.
The charmed life of Thomas Florimonte.
Oh,
He's
crazy time.
not just
So
the
much
owner, he's
avocado
also a
there.
client.
I like that. I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm stealing that.
I stole it from the guy with the Rogaine commercial.
Yeah.
See, Michael Lanning, go ahead and say goodnight.
Good night.
There you go.
You can catch me at Facebook. See Michael Lanning. Look for the Silverline banner on the picture. I'm at Twitter, which is C-Michael-Lanning. Drop the G, add a 2. And of course, I'm every Friday morning. I'll be co-anchoring with Rob Anderson on Comics Newswire. So check it out over there. You might hear about some other cool stuff too.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And Mr. PowerPoint, Captain PowerPoint himself.
Captain, thank you so much. Scott, thank you for moderating a wonderful evening. All of my Silverline brothers and sisters, thank you so much for participating tonight. It's always fun hanging out with you. You can find me on Facebook, John Metych III, last name spelled M-E-T-Y-C-H. I'm also on Facebook with Beta 3 Comics as our studio, as we're publishing through Silverline. And like I said before, a long-running title, looking to pick up some new art folk. So pencilers, inkers, lend me your skills. Send me a note.
All right. And certainly not least, wrapping it up, Tim TK.
Hi, I'm Tim TK. I'm the associate editor here at Silverline and the producer of our Wednesday night show. You can catch me on all the socials at Tim TK Writer, except for LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, but I don't use it. I'm on TikTok, which is at Tim Doesn't TikTok. And I'm also on Twitch here, where I'll be going live a little bit later tonight with some Destiny 2, and that is Aggro Bacon. Writer and creator...
Aggro with 2 Gs.
Aggro 2 Gs. Writer and creator of the upcoming Wolf Hunter. Well made and well enjoyed.
All right. Gentlemen, and Haley and AJ. AJ had to bounce as well. Had to pick up a babysat pet, I think, and we appreciate seeing their art. For all of us, thank you for watching. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys all out there. And as always, make mine Silverline.
Make mine Silverline.
Make mine Silverline.
Woo! Look, he goes upside down. Woo!
And good night.